Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're new here, welcome in, and if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny, and today I'm excited because we're talking about the latest iteration from Divo Knives. This is the Nip Light, and if it looks familiar, that's because I reviewed the original Nip, and this one is going to be the same knife but with some different materials at a much better price point. Thank you to Divo Knives for sending this one in for review. I definitely appreciate the opportunity to talk about it before it launches. That's right, I got the opportunity to check this out a whole day before it launches. Now, I have had this in my pocket. I've been taking photos. I've put some Instagram reels and photos out there. So if you didn't know, I have an Instagram. You can find me at Rollshambo_edc on Instagram. Make sure to follow me there as well, especially if you want to see what I'm going to be making content on in the future. I usually release some photos there first. But you might be wondering, okay, so I like the Nip, but what's the difference between the Nip and the Nip Light? Well, the original Nip came in some premium material options with the handle scale options that were titanium or carbon fiber and S90V blade steel. The Nip Light is going to be a much less expensive version, whereas the original Nip was $175 before discount. This one comes in at $99 before discount, and this one is going to have options on the handle scales such as aluminum, G10, or even Ultim, depending upon where you get it from. And for the blade steel, we're looking at 154 cm, and you can in fact get that in your choice of either a black wash or a satin finish. Now, if you are curious as to what's going to be releasing where, you'll be able to get the smooth Ultim with a belt satin finish at traditional pocket knives. You can use code TPKNIP for 10% off. You could also get the blue aluminum with the belt satin finish and satin accents at White Mountain Knives. You can use code RSB10 for 10% off there. That's my discount code. You can also get one with black aluminum, black wash, and teal accents on Blade Binge, and I don't have a discount code for them. No, sorry. You can get the gray aluminum with the black wash blade and the purple accents. That's this guy right here, which, by the way, I do think is the best looking of the entire bunch, at divoknives.com. My code there is also RSB10. And then, of course, if you want G10, you can get black G10 stonewash with stonewash accents, also at Divo Knives. Also, the code for that is RSB10 for 10% off, which means, effectively, you're going to be able to get this guy for $90. That's aircraft grade aluminum with a single-sided captive pivot, this beautiful purple pivot collar, this beautiful purple backspacer to match with 154 cm at $90. I think that that is a rather good deal. Now, I did put this through some cardboard, and I'm happy to say that they did not change the cutting geometry of this knife whatsoever. That is stupidly slicey behind the edge. I actually compared it up against the blade geometry of a utility box cutter razor, and I've got to say that at least directly behind the edge, it is just as thin as it is on one of those utility razors. Furthermore, I love the design language where we have almost no billboarding. You could call this a sterile blade because the only billboarding that we see is right here on the finger choil where it says 154 cm. Otherwise, we've got the Divo Knives logo on that single-sided captive pivot running on ceramic bearings. We've got a reversible wire clip, and you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of wire clips. Boo-hoo. Honestly, you could just do what I'm going to do, and that's go to Lynch Northwest and get a wire clip replacement, and that should in fact fit. I did run that by Kev, aka Lefty EDC, who is one half of Divo Knives, and he tells me that that should 100% fit. Now, there are a lot of benefits to wire clips, and one of the benefits is that it's not going to tear up your pocket. It's going to be easy in, easy out, and you're not going to get a whole lot of friction there, especially on this nice anodized handle scale, which we do have some beautiful chamfering and some texturing on right here as well. The hardware is going to be T8 hardware all around, and it's just 4 screws. We've got a T8 pivot, a T8 body screw, a T8 pocket clip screw, and on the other side, another T8 body screw. No muss, no fuss, very easy to take apart. So how's the quality of life type things treating you? Well, the lockup and lockout is doing 25 to life, absolutely no issue. And did you see that? This does in fact drop on the thumb without issue. The liner lock is going to be locking out somewhere in the realm of what I would consider to be 25 to 28%. It's a very nice lockup. And then of course, for blade centering, it is perfectly centered. So you might be asking, Rollshambo, is there anything you don't like about this knife? Is there anything that's a deal breaker? Guys, there's no deal breakers on this knife. The only thing that I don't like is the wire clip, and that's something that I can fix myself. I can go ahead and pick up a $25 wire clip replacement from Lynch Northwest, or if I want something that's 3D milled titanium, I can go over to Rip's Garage Tech and take care of that. But even as it stands, the beauty of this knife, especially versus something like the original nip, is that the materials are nice enough for it to feel good in the hand and for you to feel great using it, but they're not so fancy that you're going to feel bad putting this through some cardboard. Something that I think is rather interesting is that this is the second nip that Kubey has OEM'd, and I really like Kubey as the OEM on this because they've been putting out some extremely good fit and finish, but also they've been updating their heat treat process to include vacuum and cryo treat, and they've been hitting some great numbers on their heat treat. So you know that the Rockwell hardness on this is going to be somewhere in the realm of 59 to 62, and for 154 cm, that is perfect. The first thing I told Lefty.edc was, man, this almost feels better than the original nip. And I can tell you that the action 100% does. Right out of the box, it's drop shut. The flipper is nice and snappy. So for those of you who are deplorable like me and you like to fidget with your knives, the good news is that you can 100% do that. Now, this is a small knife. The benefit there is that it will 100% fit in the fifth pocket of your jeans. The downside is that if you have extra large size gloves, this might be a little small for you. But I do enjoy the ergos because with this 50/50 finger choil, again, I can get a nice full grip and I can get some extra purchase right there behind the tip of the blade for those precision cuts. Overall, I'm really enjoying this one. I think that at the $90 price point after the discount code, it's absolutely a win. But I'm curious as to what your thoughts are. These are releasing tomorrow, August 15th on Divo Knives. They're doing their drop and these will be available. Are you going to pick one up? Or is it a pass for you? Let's have that conversation in the comment section down below. If you made it this far and you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to watch more awesome knife and EDC content, go ahead and click on one of the videos that pops up next.